He's the head of the class, the word in the hall, the cool at a school. Mr. Rhodes is all new, next on NBC. Up from the ashes, out of the flames.
Mr. Rhodes, you busy?
Actually, I'm working on my new novel.
Give me all your aid.
But I kind of hit a snag. Might be a good time to take a break.
Go fish.
I see you haven't got anything to do either.
Mr. Rhodes, you got like a board game or a good book or something else we can set on fire?
Hey, if you guys are so bored, why don't you go into town?
Town's full of townies.
Hey, I was a townie. A lot of great people came out of this place.
Like who?
A good friend of mine is now a big TV director in New York. And the sister of a buddy of mine is now chief of staff for a state legislator.
And the rest of them are collecting canned goods for the overthrow of the federal government.
Man, I can't believe it. You guys are really a bunch of snobs. Grab your coats. I'm going to show you my Dansville. We'll grab some meats, shoot a rack of pool, and rub elbows with some actual townies.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Rhodes. We're going to find something to do around here.
How about that game of Old Maid?
Let's go.
Next victim. Rack them up. Go on, guys. They won't bite.
Good thing, because I don't think that one's had all of his shots.
Hello, townies. Look, just put your name on the board and I'll go get us some drinks.
Fair enough.
Wait a minute. This isn't a private club. Why can't we play? Well, you figure it out. I thought all you Harkin boys were supposed to be geniuses. If you only knew how wrong you are. What's going on, guys?
This townsperson doesn't seem to want us to play, and the air is thick with tension.
Very vividly etched, Malcolm. Hey, what's your name, man? Eric. Eric English. Hey, by any chance, you got an older brother named Chuck? Oh, you know Chuck? Yeah, we were buddies in high school. I used to pump gas with him at the Texaco station. What's he up to? Pumping gas at the Texaco station. Good. Hey, good for him. Look, I'm Tom Rhodes. I grew up over on Ellsworth. I teach at Harkin now. These are some of my kids. And they're cool. So why don't you let them play a game? Yeah, okay. Put a hurting on him, Tiger.
Do you want a break?
No, why don't you? You should get to touch the ball once.
Guess I get to touch it again.
You hear him howling around your kitchen door. You better not let him in. Little old lady got mutilated late last night. Werewolf is coming down again. Werewolves have done that. Werewolves have done that.
Cross-side.
Game's over.
We were in the middle of a game here?
No, you were standing on the sideline looking dorky. He was in the middle of a game. But now he's done. Right, Preppy?
All done. You're all very fine sporting gentlemen. Credit to your pool hall. Now I beat you with you.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Where are you guys going? We're having a good time.
Take your skanky girlfriend with you.
Hey, pal. Something wrong with your eyesight? One good look will tell you I am no skank.
Hey, shut up.
That's witty. Would that qualify as a jape or a bon mot? Ethan.
You making fun of me, Preppy? That's Tom Rhodes. Maybe he and your brother had a menial job together. Nobody talks like that about my brother.
Hey, hold on. Hey, anything about your idiot brother, Ethan. Moron. Is that all you got?
Move.
Come on,
Things that was over before it begun.
Good morning.
Oh, my God. Tom, what happened to you?
Well, I was taking this picture of Sean Penn.
Oh, really, what happened?
I was down at the pool hall Saturday night, and I had to break up a fight between Ethan and some kid from town. I caught one in the eye.
Pool halls, fist fights? That's how you spend your Saturday nights? You are a bad, bad boy. I love that.
Good morning.
Ronald, a little sympathy. Tom broke up a fight and some kid hit him.
A child did that to you? Were you refusing to share your sand toys?
It wasn't a child. It was a 15-year-old. With the beginnings of a mustache.
This is why everyone needs to learn how to defend themselves. I took this great women's self-defense class at the Y, and if I'd have been there, I would have... No! 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 God, why couldn't it have been me?
Can we just talk about something else?
Tom, please tell me you weren't involved in some sort of barroom brawl Saturday night. Okay. Then please tell me you didn't viciously and repeatedly strike about the face and head one Edmund P. Willis, a minor and lifelong diabetic? What is that? A $3 million lawsuit filed this morning against our school.
It's impossible. That's not how it happened.
I'm sure the little boy's recollection of the events is a bit hazy, what with his being all hopped up on insulin.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. Tom, when you were having your bad boy Saturday night, you were actually assaulting a underage diabetic? I gotta tell you, it sort of takes the romance out of it for me.
I didn't hit anyone.
$3 million. Boy, that's gonna have to be some bake sale this year.
Tom, you have brought disgrace upon yourself, upon your profession, and upon your institution. I think you know what you must do.
Forget it. I'm not resigning.
I was thinking more along the lines of ritual suicide.
So, Tom, you didn't hit the child.
Did you stop calling him a child? He was a middleweight. And I never raised a hand to him. He threw a punch at Ethan that I got in the way of. That's it.
What Tom says does have the ring of truth. I certainly understand wanting to take a swing at Ethan.
Ronald?
Oh, please.
Okay, I'm there.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. This is degenerated from one of my faculty being accused of taking a swing at a kid to the rest of my faculty admitting they'd secretly like to.
Just Ethan.
Stop it! Tom, it looks like we're going to have to answer this in court.
As always, I'm willing to offer my services as a member in good standing of the bar of this Commonwealth.
You're a lawyer? Well, that explains pretty much everything. Good morning.
Mr. Rhodes, that kid isn't really still in the school, isn't he?
Boy, you must have really messed him up.
I never touched him. What did you guys tell them?
Doesn't matter. But I'm gonna get a posse together, go down to that pool hall and bust some heads.
Ethan, it's kind of hard to bust anything when you weigh less than Kate Moss.
Mr. Rhodes, I don't get this. Why is that kid lying about what happened?
Oh, I totally get it. See, we're the big, rich school on the hill. They think they just hit the lottery.
Well, there's some truth to that. When I grew up in this town, we did have a certain resentment and, I guess, envy of the Harkin kids. But we got even with them by dating their women and stealing their mascot. Or in my friend Jimbo's case, by dating the mascot.
Sorry we're late. It took forever to find a parking place, and then the one I did find was like a gazillion miles away.
Are you all right, Mr. Harry?
Yeah, I'm okay. The exhaust system of Amanda's car could use a little tune-up, though. I must have inhaled a cubic foot of carbon monoxide. Now I know what gives her that edge.
Check out the one in the leather jacket. Pretty cute.
Yeah, go for it. You look good with 6 kids and a fat lip. Jake, what are you doing? In case I have to testify. Trying to see what circumstances you can plead the fifth.
What is that, a law book?
Yeah. It's the Pelican Brief. I can't believe this. Would you look at that getup?
What do you think? That's a kid?
The neck brace, those clothes. They're playing for sympathy. How low can they stoop? Over here, counselor.
Don't worry, Tom. That kind of cheap stunt is no match for our lawyer. He's argued before the Supreme Court.
Let's come to order in the matter of Willis versus Harkin Academy et al. Counsel ready.
Yes, Your Honor.
If I may, sir. Under the well-established principle of vicarious liability, insofar as all evidence points to the fact that the events detailed in the complaint took place off of school grounds, and insofar as Mr. Rhodes was not acting as an agent on behalf of the school, I move to sever said defendant and move to dismiss all charges against Harkin Academy.
Granted. Whoa, that sounded great. What does it mean?
You're on your own, kid.
Okay, thanks anyway. Well, that's it. There's 3 lawyers in this town. One's working for the other side. One only handles lawsuits involving livestock. And the third was very willing. Although I thought it was a bad sign when he kept asking if I could give him a lift to the courthouse.
Well, there is one other possibility.
Tom, have you reconsidered my offer?
Are you sure you know how to do this?
What does it look like?
Zoe, this really is a pathetic display. It's a lot of effort for a guy whose last date was probably with his sister.
Shut up. Hold these. Where is he?
First row on the left.
Excuse me, is this seat taken?
No?
Thanks.
Good luck.
I don't know. I'm a little worried about Ronald.
McSorley's pool hall on the night of the 14th.
Yes, I was. And now I'm over here.
Did you see Mr. Rhodes there that night?
Yes, I did.
Will you please point him out to the court? We're waiting. Thank you, Your Honor. The plaintiff rests.
Is the defense ready? I'd like to begin with an epigram from the De Rerum Natura of Lucretius.
A witness, please.
Certainly, Your Honor. The defense calls Thomas Rhodes.
That's amazing. Jeff Foxworthy is my favorite comedian, too.
Mr. Rhodes, on the night in question, isn't it true that in actuality the plaintiff threw the first punch?
Yes,
And the second punch?
that's right.
Isn't it true that you didn't throw any punches at all?
That's right.
In fact, wouldn't it be safe to say that you didn't get in so much as a slap?
That's correct.
I'm reminded of something that Edmund Spenser wrote in The Fairy Queen. Mr. Willis, isn't it true that you were never struck and never injured?
No, it isn't.
Isn't it true that you have no need of that neck brace?
No.
Yesterday, you were not spotted playing rugby and during the after-game celebration using said medical appliance as a beer cozy?
Can't remember. Those were pretty big beers.
I'm through with this witness.
We'll take a 15-minute recess, during which time some of us can ponder the penalties for perjury in this state.
Mr. Harry, look at that.
Disgraceful. Oh, you never catch one of our Harkin kids like that. We instill in our students a proper sense of decency and decorum. Oh, Jake, have you seen Zoe?
Yeah, she's right there, French in the Townie.
Damn it, Eddie, why the hell did you lie to me?
What do you mean, Pop?
Oh, cut the crap. You hit that teacher. He didn't hit you.
I didn't want you to be mad at me. Then everything just got out of hand, and next thing I know, I'm wearing this stupid neck brace, and I got a CNI dog sniffing my goods.
Well, you're in real trouble now, son.
What do you think they're going to do to me?
I don't know. That judge was pretty mad. Probably be the end of football. And without football, you can kiss college goodbye. Well, maybe I can get you in at the plant. I guess you're all right. Come on.
Your Honor, I'm reminded of the words of the famous Japanese haikuist Kobayashi Issa. Mosquito at my ear, does it think I'm deaf? Well, we too must be deaf if we do not hear the clamoring buzz of the plaintiff's guilt. Guilty of a vicious, unprovoked attack on an obviously feeble physical specimen. Guilty of perpetrating perjury on this esteemed court with his sensational claim of personal injury.
Guilty. Oh, that's enough. I know this probably isn't proper courtroom procedure, but I have something to say.
Excuse him, Your Honor. His brain is still a trifle mushy from his terrible thrashing.
Sit down, Ronald. You know, when this first happened, I just wanted to forget the whole thing. And then when the lawsuit was brought, I got mad, and I wanted justice.
Thank you, Tom. That was a moving look into the mind of the abjectly beaten.
But there's more to this picture. I grew up in this town. I went to the same school that he did. Hung out at the same pool hall.
The same pool hall where his face was unrelentingly...
Counselor, isn't there a pencil or three that you could be sharpening?
I hit the books and got a scholarship. That was my ticket to the world outside of Dansville. Eddie's got football, and that could be his ticket. And I don't want to sit in this courtroom today and be a part of taking that away from him.
Objection.
On what grounds?
On the grounds that this could be extremely damaging to my case.
What did he do? He screwed up. That's what teenagers do. But if one of the kids that I teach at Harkin did this, they'd get a second chance. There's a safety net under those kids. They can mess up without messing up their lives. I just want to give Eddie that same chance.
That is so true. We all deserve a second chance. Mommy, I forgive you.
All right, let's have some order here. Mr. Rhodes, that was a highly persuasive argument, if only because of its refreshing freedom from insect noises. I find for the defendant. But Eddie, In lieu of recommending that perjury charges be brought against you, I am going to strongly recommend to the district attorney that you do a year of community service under Mr. Rhodes' supervision, unless you object.
I'd be glad to.
You agree to this? Nothing appears on your record.
This is my motion for a judgment non obstante veredicto.
It's over, Mr. Felcher.
I know it's not in the proper format, but I've addressed my exigent circumstances in Appendix A.
I'm not interested, Mr. Felcher.
I also want you to know that I'll be notifying the Pennsylvania Bar Association of this grievous flouting of judicial conduct.
You're one step away from contempt of court.
And you're out of here, mister. Jailer, I demand the camera to photograph these conditions. Jailer! Hey.
Don't I know you? Keep it down.
Jailer, come back here. I demand to speak to my attorney.